Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments hitting Port Charles this Tuesday, January 27, where tensions reach a boiling point and dangerous secrets threaten to unravel everything our beloved characters have worked so hard to protect. The episode opens with one of the most anticipated confrontations of the season as Carly Corinthos finds herself seated directly across from the notorious Jen Sidwell at what appears to be a carefully orchestrated meeting. The atmosphere in the room is thick with tension, and Carly's body language speaks volumes about her unwavering determination. Unlike most people who cower in Sidwell's presence, Carly maintains her signature fearless demeanor, her eyes locked onto his with an intensity that could cut through steel. This is vintage Carly, bold, protective, and absolutely refusing to be intimidated by anyone who threatens her family. Sidwell, always the calculating strategist, begins probing into Carly's obvious disapproval of the relationship between Lucas Jones and Marco Rios. He appears genuinely curious about what drives her fierce opposition, though there's a knowing glint in his eye that suggests he already suspects the truth. When Sidwell finally voices his theory that he himself is the primary obstacle standing between Carly's acceptance of Lucas and Marco's relationship, Carly doesn't hesitate for even a moment before confirming his suspicions with a resounding affirmative. The confirmation hangs in the air between them like a loaded weapon, and Sidwell realizes he's dealing with someone who won't play games or dance around the truth. The crime boss then shifts his approach, attempting to find common ground by questioning what steps he might take to alter Carly's deeply negative perception of him. There's almost a hint of genuine interest in his voice, as if he's testing whether reconciliation might be possible. Sidwell's proposal comes wrapped in diplomatic language. He suggests that establishing peace between them would benefit everyone, involved creating a safer environment for all parties. However, Carly wastes no time dismantling this olive branch with brutal honesty. She makes it crystal clear that peace is an absolute impossibility given Sidwell's track record of causing pain and suffering to people she holds dear. Her voice carries the weight of every hurt, every threat, and every sleepless night she's endured because of his operations. But Carly doesn't stop there. She escalates the confrontation by delivering a chilling ultimatum that leaves no room for misinterpretation. She warns Sidwell in no uncertain terms that should any harm whatsoever come to Lucas, whether directly or indirectly, she will hold him personally accountable. And the consequences won't stop with Sidwell alone. Marco will equally bear the brunt of her retaliation. The threat isn't empty posturing, and Sidwell knows it. Carly has proven time and again that she's capable of moving heaven and earth to protect her family, and her reputation as a force to be reckoned with precedes her. Meanwhile, in another corner of this dangerous web, Marco Rios finds himself consumed by an all-encompassing desire for vengeance against Sonny Corinthos. His hatred has grown into an obsession that clouds his judgment and dictates his every waking moment. Marco approaches Sidwell with barely contained frustration, pressing him to accelerate their timeline for eliminating Sonny from the equation permanently. He's tired of waiting, tired of watching Sonny operate freely while he's forced to bide his time and play the long game. Sidwell's continued reluctance to move forward with decisive action against Sonny is driving Marco to the edge of his patience. The crime boss keeps finding reasons to delay, to reconsider, to wait for the perfect moment, and Marco is beginning to wonder if that moment will ever arrive in Sidwell's eyes. The mounting frustration finally pushes Marco to a dangerous conclusion. If Sidwell won't act, then perhaps he needs to take matters into his own hands. The contemplation of a solo mission against Sonny is fraught with peril, but Marco's thirst for revenge may be clouding his ability to recognize the enormous risks involved in such a reckless move. Adding another layer to this complex chess game, Sonny himself is far from passive in all of this. He's actively engaged in psychological warfare with Ava Jerome, implementing a carefully crafted strategy designed to use her as a pawn in his larger scheme against Sidwell. Sonny's plan is brilliant. In its subtlety, he's counting on the ongoing rivalry between Ava and Lucy Coe to serve as a distraction for Sidwell in the coming weeks. If Sidwell's attention is divided between his criminal operations and the drama unfolding between these two formidable women, it could create the opening Sonny needs to gain the upper hand. The manipulation is classic Sonny Corinthos, using people's weaknesses and conflicts against them while maintaining the appearance of uninvolvement. The scene shifts dramatically to Jack Brennan, whose reaction to recent events can only be described as volcanic. when he discovers that Jocelyn Jacks deliberately defied his explicit orders by visiting Windermere, his anger erupts with full force. Brennan unleashes a scathing reprimand, his voice heavy with disappointment and concern as he makes it abundantly clear just how reckless Jocelyn's actions were. She knowingly put herself in harm's way by having drinks with Ava Lucas. And Marco, a gathering that could have ended in disaster had circumstances been slightly different. However, Jocelyn isn't one to simply accept criticism without defending her choices. She quickly counters Brennan's accusations by pointing out a crucial detail: Pascal, who would have recognized her and potentially blown her cover, was out of town during her visit. This fortuitous absence meant the risk, while still present, was significantly lower than Brennan fears. But Jocelyn's defense doesn't stop there. She emphasizes that her calculated gamble wasn't without reward. She managed to extract valuable intelligence during the visit that could prove instrumental to their operations. Sensing Brennan's continued skepticism, Jocelyn insists he hear her out about the significant discovery she made. What she reveals sends immediate alarm bells ringing through Brennan's mind and captures his full attention. During the evening at Windermere, Lucas had casually suggested exploring the famous catacombs beneath the castle, an innocent enough proposal from someone interested in the property's history. However, Marco's reaction to this seemingly harmless idea was anything but casual. His response was swift, almost aggressive in its intensity, as he shut down the suggestion before Lucas could pursue it further. The dramatic shift in Marco's demeanor didn't escape Jocelyn's notice, and she recognized immediately that his overreaction indicated something significant was hidden in those underground passages. Jocelyn now presses Brennan with urgent insistence that they need to find a way to investigate the catacombs as soon as possible. Whatever Marco is protecting down there could be the key to unraveling Sidwell's entire operation. However, Brennan's protective instincts kick into high gear, and he firmly warns Jocelyn that personally venturing into the catacombs would be far too dangerous for her. The risk of discovery, of being trapped, or of walking into a situation she can't escape from is simply too high. Despite Brennan's concerns, Monday's episode reveals that Jocelyn will reach out to an unexpected ally for assistance. The identity of this shocking partner remains tantalizingly unclear. Could it be Britt Westbourne, who has recently been established as an asset on Spoon Island? Or might it be someone else entirely? The mystery adds another layer of intrigue to an already complex situation, and viewers will be on the edge of their seats, waiting to discover who Jocelyn has recruited for this dangerous mission. Speaking of Britt Westbourne, her storyline continues to deepen with emotional complexity. On Monday's episode, she once again adamantly tells Jason Morgan to leave her alone, pushing him away with increasing desperation. But her rejection only amplifies Jason's concern about the true nature of the threats she's facing. Britt's behavior clearly indicates she's protecting someone or something, and Jason's instincts tell him she's in over her head. The situation is further complicated by director Ross Cullum, who has been making explicit threats against both Jason and young Rocco Falconeri. These threats have forced Britt into an impossible position where she believes the only way to keep the people she cares about safe is to maintain distance and erect emotional barriers, even if it means pushing away someone who genuinely wants to help her. The episode takes a lighter turn with scenes at the Metro Court, where Brick attempts to make a romantic connection with Jordan Ashford. His approach is charming and straightforward, as he suggests taking her out for dinner sometime. Brick even demonstrates his considerate nature by offering to include Jordan's doctor friend in the invitation, showing he's aware of her social circle and willing to accommodate her relationships. However, Jordan quickly clarifies the situation by explaining that she's no longer romantically involved with Isaiah Gannon. This news clearly pleases Brick, and there's a spark of hope in his expression as he processes this information. But Brick's hopes are soon tempered when Curtis Ashford makes his appearance on the scene. The introduction between the two men carries an undercurrent of tension as Brick quickly realizes that Jordan hasn't just moved on from Isaiah. She's actually reunited with her ex-husband. This revelation prompts Brick to reassess the situation, and being the gentleman he is, he likely decides to respectfully step back from pursuing Jordan romantically, at least for the time being. Despite the brief awkwardness, Jordan and Curtis settle in at a table together, their body language suggesting a comfortable familiarity that comes from years of history. Their conversation most likely centers on the ongoing situation with Portia Robinson and her uncertain future at General Hospital. Curtis may have encouraging news to share, possibly indicating that Portia has been reinstated to her position, albeit on a probationary basis. This development would bring relief to both of them, as they've been deeply invested in supporting Portia through this challenging period. But the conversation between Jordan and Curtis evolves beyond just practical matters. General Hospital spoilers indicate that the former couple will share genuinely romantic moments during their time together. The chemistry that first brought them together years ago clearly hasn't disappeared, and there's a rekindling of feelings that suggests their reunion may be more than just a temporary reconciliation. The tenderness between them is palpable, and viewers will witness the kind of authentic emotional connection that has made their relationship a fan favorite throughout the edition. Years. As Tuesday's episode draws to a close, Port Charles finds itself at a critical juncture where multiple storylines are converging toward explosive confrontations. Carly's open defiance of Sidwell, Marco's dangerous plans for independent action, Brennan's concerns about the catacombs, and the various romantic entanglements all promise to deliver the kind of intense drama that has made General Hospital a television institution for decades. Stay tuned as these riveting stories continue to unfold and keep you on the edge of your seat.